Mr. McCabe, this is a question from Jacob in Madison, and he writes that Wisconsin is one of the worst places to live for African Americans. What would you do to improve the economic and health outlook for African Americans in Wisconsin?
The biggest challenge we have as a state is inequality. Political inequality, social, economic, and racial inequality. And we have to commit ourselves to dealing with that underlying cause. We have to deal with the effects of mass incarceration. We have to deal with transportation and enable people to get to good paying jobs. We have to aspire as a state to erase the words working poor from our vocabulary. Do away with that phrase, and that means a living wage for every worker and health care for all, debt-free education for our young people. We need to embrace as a state what I call geyser economics. Economic prosperity doesn't trickle down, it gushes up. We need to use our resources as a state to empower regular working people from the ground up. And that's going to help people regardless of race across the board. But man, we've got to also deal with the fact that there is a new Jim Crow in place. It's been put in place. It is our duty to cut the legs out from underneath that new Jim Crow.
Okay, so go into specifics when you're talking about especially the plight of African American males in a place like Milwaukee. What are the specific programs that you would seek to put in place?
I mentioned the new Jim Crow. It stands on some very sturdy legs. One is voter suppression policies. Another is mass incarceration. Another is the militarization of policing, the evolution of policing. Used to be that the motto, protect and serve, was on every squad car. Now the philosophy seems to be intimidate and control. Those are sturdy legs that the new Jim Crow stands on. It is our duty as a state to cut the legs out from underneath that structure if we are going to create economic, social, and racial justice in our state.